Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Ritt. I'm an artist and a tarot reader, and this is our weekly collective reading. So the first message I'm getting is deep in reflection, and yeah, yeah, so contacting our inner wisdom. There's a lot of emotion around this. I'm seeing cups, which are water, and water is all about the emotions. So how we've been feeling about things, past and present. I am getting this kind of past energy with Six of Cups. This is an energy that speaks to childhood. There's a sweetness, there's an innocence here, but also it is exchanges. It's kind of the relationships that bring forth our inner children, or that speak very directly to past and past relationships. And I'm just getting that, reflecting on past relationships. So some of that is there, some of that is in the air. Also, we're maybe approaching lightness, even if we aren't quite there yet. Yeah, there's some things we're actively working on. So, yeah, and I'm also just getting healing. You know, this may be healing work. This may be therapy kind of work. This may be actively working on self so that we can be a little lighter. It's it's still maybe on the heavier side of things, right? So we've got this energy. This is earth energy, pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is that feeling of learning by way of doing and experiencing, learning by lived experience, and also active problem solving. So I am getting that with this lighter energy that's kind of on its head here. Again, we have Cups. This is a younger energy, a little similar to this. It's younger, it's childlike energy, but it's here, and the way it feels is that we are, yeah. It may also be some of us are doing inner child work, or just actively tapping into, yeah, maybe what our younger selves need, but also that there is that message approaching lightness. So even if we're not here yet, you know, even if we're not experiencing the full-on joy of life, and believe me, I understand these are such crazy, intense times. Might not feel like there's room for joy right now, right? But even if we're not yet there, we may be approaching some of this lightness and joy. And in any case, we're doing really good work for ourselves here. So that's going on. So this actually, it feels a little bit like internal work, internal reflection. Let's see what else comes through. Yeah, moving past some of the ways in which we block ourselves, and by way of self-care. So putting ourselves first, really, again, figuring out what we need on a practical level, right? So instead of railing against the world, which sometimes we want to, what I'm getting is, not only is it important that we self-care, that we find practical ways of doing that, that we get enough sleep, treat our bodies well, all that good stuff. Not only is that important, but we're also finding ways to do it. It feels like we're succeeding at self-care. So, yeah, I am just getting a lot of emotionality. So a lot of cups, a lot of that water energy is coming up, and kind of feeling the intensity of past injustices, having to let a lot kind of flow through us in terms of emotion, in terms of anguish, in terms of sadness, letting that energy flow through us so that we can kind of reach the other side of it and feel a little bit more whole again. So it's like we're we're returning to wholeness, but we have a lot there on our plates internally. So, yeah. Yeah, this feels like a much more introspective or internal kind of a reading this time around. And I know there's always an element of that, right? But here it just feels like even more so, you know, just in terms of reflecting, in terms of feeling a lot of our feelings, in terms of maybe having to let a lot of, the words I'm getting are let the world go by, kind of having to let our external world go by in order that we can catch up to ourselves internally and just be in tune with that. So be in tune with what we need, be in tune with our inner work, you know, be in tune with feeling our feelings again. Yeah, it just feels like we're going through some really powerful transitions is what I'm getting. But that's also because we're doing the work for ourselves. So some of this we may have actively initiated, right? That's also what I'm getting. Yeah, so it's all, I have mixed feelings about this saying, but it really is all good. It's all good. The work we're doing is good. The results we're getting are good because they're helping us clear out old energies, old emotions, old experiences. You know, I'm just learning for the first time in my life the way in which old experiences can get stuck in our bodies, right? I know that's often trauma stuff is framed in that way, right? So it feels like there's a lot of clearing. So reflecting, clearing, again, approaching lightness, but not quite being there yet. And that has to be okay as we let this stuff kind of flush out of us and turn a corner. Really does just feel like we're facilitating a lot of growth and a lot of change. So, yeah, this may be a time that it's extra important to be gentle with ourselves, that maybe it's extra important. I know Lee Harris, an energy person that I really enjoy, talks about this, or has talked about this for this month, that it's really important not to push ourselves, that this isn't really a time of seeing direct results, right? The results that I'm seeing here that we're bringing about for ourselves center more around emotion, personal growth, and just kind of following all of that through for ourselves. So that's it's kind of an intense process that we're in the middle of, right? But it's not about seeing more tangible results. It's not about, I don't know, the new job or the new this or the new that, the new manifestation, the new person coming in. There may be elements of that, but this feels like it's so internal this time around. And I am just getting those words, internal reflections. So, yeah. The other piece of this too is this is temporary. It's not going to stay like this uncomfortable in between, right? So the stuff that we're moving through, it's important, it's necessary, there's an intensity there. You know, it may be mourning some loss. I am seeing that in these energies. You know, it may be all of the sadness and anguish that comes with grieving, right? I feel like that is a part of that. This energy here, Five of Cups, is all about mourning the loss of things and navigating changes, right, before we get our balance back. That's what these two cups are about. So that very much is in the mix, right? And that's also just, it's a part of it, right? But again, whatever it is, it just feels like there's a lot of emotions that it feels really important to just let flow through us, that allow us to be in a different place. There's kind of an inevitability that we will make it through to the other side, that there will be a different place that we see ourselves through to, by way of doing this work, by way of feeling our feelings. Even if it feels endless or frustrating, or you'd really like to just see some tangible results, trust that you'll get there by way of everything that you are feeling now, the intensity of that. Because yeah, I am seeing it. I'm seeing both sides. I really am seeing the work that we're doing for ourselves, right? And again, that's in cards like Eight of Pentacles. That is that kind of learning by lived experience and actively problem solving, right? So again, there are some layers of this where there has to be active problem solving. I mean, maybe it's for myself, it's like, how can I get a better night's sleep, right? That's part of my physical self-care. Pentacles are earth, so again, they get into our physicality, right? So there is that. I'm also seeing it here with Wheel of Fortune. There's just this element, especially with this card, of positive motion forward. So we are actively initiating these changes, right, that we're moving through. So there's some of that. And also, yeah, also the change itself. Here we have, and death is also Scorpio energy, right? Scorpio is a water sign, so more water, more emotion, more intensity that way. I am seeing it here. These are the profound changes that we are going through as a direct result of the work that we're doing and the way in which we've initiated that work. That's the way this reads to me. But the other side of that is also everything that we are moving through. The other side of that is, it feels like it translates here as having done battle, right? So this is a battle scene. Swords are air. They speak to the mind. They speak to a lot of what goes on in our thinking, good and bad, ways in which we trap ourselves, ways in which we really have clarity, right? So this is a turning point too, right? This marks a turning point, and it's reversed. And so it does feel like we are moving through to the other side of whatever this process is for us. And because this is a collective reading, it's different for each and every one of us, right? But we are moving through these emotions, moving through this process of change and growth. And there is another side to come out on. That's what this energy tells me. It's kind of like there will be a point where we fought those battles within ourselves and we've won, and we've transitioned to something new, and something better is putting it too simply, but something new that we're ready for as a direct result of having grown and changed. And again, it's just felt all this intense stuff and had it move through us. So that's what I'm getting there as well. Also, the message I get too is we will know what that is. So just that beautiful purple, it's speaking to me in relation to third eye, in relation to intuitive knowing. So we will know, yeah, also just that, yeah, we will know when we've moved through it. We will know what it is that we've achieved. So I understand that this sounds big and broad and maybe a little vague, but you'll know. It won't be broad to you when you know. You know, that may be, it may almost feel surprising, right? Like suddenly it's a clearer day, or suddenly you see that thing for what it really was and you have that new perspective. You'll know that will be the result. Yeah, so for what that's worth, yeah, but that actually does, it feels like a very specific message there. I'm just going to see if there isn't anything else to cap this reading. any additional information? Yeah. So, you know how I just said this is not really about tangible results in the way that we think of them being a house, a car, a job, the new person, whatever it is? Well, this is actually the embodiment of tangible results. So what I'm getting is the emotions, the intensity of all that, the growth and change that we've initiated, right? All those internal processes. When we're on the other side of them, when we know the change that we've successfully moved through, we will then be in the right place to realize tangible things. Isn't it interesting the way that works? So, yeah. If you're ever interested in learning more about the teachings of Abraham Hicks, law of attraction, being good to ourselves, but having it come from feeling first and then realizing the manifestation, these messages are so in sync with those teachings. It's just not funny. It's just so perfectly in sync. So the manifestations, the things that we've been wanting that are valid, those, they're valid desires, right? They come from somewhere, they represent real needs, and they're valid. They're just not all. They're not everything, right? So this is just letting us know that those are still in the picture and we can still have those things. And actually that those things come from us being in a better place to receive those things, a place where we can feel clearer and maybe even cleaner within ourselves. Clearer, cleaner, more present, in our body and in our mind, because we've done that work for ourselves, right? So because we've learned from these lived experiences, there will be new manifestations on the way. Again, King of Pentacles, this is that earth energy, right? This is like show me the money energy. Which is beautiful, which absolutely has a place for us, right? So yeah, again, what I'm getting is that these days we're doing deep internal work for ourselves and we're reflecting on past stuff, and we are better able to pay attention to what we truly need on deeper levels, on practical levels, on levels that are actually very grounding and physical. So again, getting enough sleep, getting the right foods to eat, moving our bodies, all of that is Pentacles energy. So we're in that phase and we're moving through a lot of intense emotion. That is a part of this process. There is a moving through, and it's because we've initiated these changes for ourselves. So we're seeing a lot through right now. And again, that's deep internal work. And that is deeply important work, right? And we will move through to the other side of that, and it may feel like doing battle. Again, this is a battle scene here. And when we move through, we'll know. Again, we will know intuitively what that means for us, we will feel the lightness or the joy returning or the clarity returning. And with that knowing, with that, aha, I've made it through, we'll be in the right place to realize new tangible things for ourselves. How beautiful is that? So this is another one of those weekly readings that feels like it could also span 10 years. But I think that's also, this period of time is just so naturally intense and fast moving that it's just kind of the nature of things these days. So I hope that you all have a satisfying week. As I always say, I hope that you are really good to yourselves. I hope that you're gentle with yourselves. I hope that you really are giving yourselves what you need moment by moment by moment. It's everything that I'm learning to do as I heal my old stuff, right? It's just super, super important. And also, I hope that you're really able to receive those moments of clarity and light and joy as you move through to the other side of whatever you're experiencing. You know, whatever deep, dark stuff you're experiencing, it really is temporary, and there really is another side to move to. And yeah, if you like this reading, go ahead and hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed and you're interested in seeing more of these, I do these on a weekly basis. Go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. I really hope that you resonated with this reading, or at very least parts of this reading. And also, if you're interested in supporting the work that I do here in this channel, go ahead and check out my Patreon. The link is down below. It's actually coming up on 1 year since I've started it. I started it actually exactly on Valentine's Day, which is my favoriteest holiday of the year. So that is just a super important anniversary for me. And anyway, I will see you again next week. Bye for now.